Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Let me start reading from the book, page 91. Shuddha Nama, the pure holy name, not a product of the material tongue, but a divine gift. What happens when a devotee chants a pure name? The simple answer is that Krishna personally descends into the heart of the chanter and from there appear on his tongue. This is very nicely explained in the Hari Bhakti Kalpalatika. Krishna enters the listening ear and goes to the heart. Filling the lake of the heart, he leaps through the mouth as a swiftly coursing stream of his transcendental qualities, names, and forms. Is taken from Hari Bhakta Kalpalatika 4.7. We should note with utmost care that the material tongue can never produce the sound of the pure holy name. Our tongue and vocal cords can produce many sounds in all sorts of languages. But the sound of the holy name is something categorically different. Just as it is impossible to extract the pure gold from sand, no matter how we manipulate the sand, no matter how we manipulate the process for making sound, you can never produce a Lord Krishna's name, which is a spiritual sound. Krishna himself will have to give us that name. He does not appear by our sorry. He makes himself known to the devotees by his own divine energy. He does not appear by our efforts. In other words, we can never ascend to the spiritual dimension, meet the Lord by our own will. But the Lord can mercifully descend to our level and, if He pleases, reveal Himself to us. An example might help us understand only when the ever burning sun appears on the eastern horizon and gives light can we see it. We see the sun through its rays and heat, not with the help of man-made candles or lights. Bhakti is an eternal bhava that is not created by any sadhana involving the action of our senses. It is simply manifest in the soul by Krishna's spiritual energies, Samvit and Hladini. In the same way, the holy name is never a product of this world. Let us try to understand this important point through another example. In olden times, people perform elaborate sacrifices that require a tremendous amount of preparation. First, the brahmanas had to be found and hosted. Then they had to construct sacrificial arenas, build fire pits, acquire all utensils needed for the sacrifice, and gather the offerings. All these preparations eventually led to the culmination of the sacrifice, the outcome of which was beyond the scope of any human being to control. What was supposed to be the result of a fire sacrifice? Hmm. Lord himself was meant to appear to deliver his blessings to the participants. In the Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear how Lord Vishnu appeared before King Prithu during one such sacrifice. It is significant to note that when the Lord appears, he never touches the earth while his feet with his feet. In other words, he always remains transcendental even when appearing in the world of humankind. In much the same way, it is Krishna himself who pronounces himself or dances on a true bhakta's tongue, pervading that bhakta's entire being. He is never a creation of the chanter. No, he is always free to come and go as he pleases. When we chant, we perform yagna, nama yagna. We too hope, as the culmination of our sacrifice, that Krishna will appear just as there are man-made arrangements in the sacrifice. So we have to do everything in our human power to chant the holy name properly. But in the end, we have to beg humbly for Krishna's divine appearance. Indeed, it is this spirit of the humbly begging for the holy name that moves the calm lake of the Lord heart to form waves of mercy and allow them to flow in our direction. Only then it will be possible for us to truly chant the holy name. This brings us to a very important verse. Atha Sri Krishna Namadi na bhaved grahyam indriyaha sevonmukhe hi jihvadau swayam eva. Purati Adaha. Therefore, material senses cannot appreciate Krishna's holy name, form, qualities, and pastimes. When a conditioned soul is awakened to Krishna's consciousness and renders service by using his tongue to chant the Lord's holy name and taste the remnants of the Lord's food, the tongue is purified and one gradually comes to understand who Krishna really is. Is again taken from Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila 17.136. In other words, the Lord appears in the senses and mind of his devotee by the power of his own Shakti. When he is pleased by their service attitude, it may be helpful to make this point even more clear. Chant in a mode of giving service, not taking service. Chant in a mode of giving pleasure, not in a mode of resisting pleasure. Krishna is Rasaraja, the king of enjoyment, not you. The service mode is the only mode in which we can realistically approach God. We cannot approach him as if we were the masters. The great acharyas of Namabhajana remind us that all nine limbs of devotional service, starting with Shravanam, hearing, and ending with Atmanivednam, full self-surrender, are included in the practice of chanting. With the personal guidance, it is possible to perform them while chanting. So, let us enter the palace of the holy name through the back door, the servant's entrance. Those who try to enter through the front door will certainly be stopped and turned back. But those who sincerely attempts to come through the back door with an attitude of humble service while calling out for the holy name's mercy will meet the unimaginable success. Devotees who understand this historic secret will become eager to chant the holy name while approaching Krishna in his most merciful form as Gauranga Mahaprabhu, who is satisfied with the smallest hint of the mode of a genuine service. Prabodhananda Saraswati Thakura, a contemporary of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, praised Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Now that Lord Gaura has descended to this world, the waves of the holy names and Lord Krishna suddenly flooding this planet, and the hearts of the conditioned souls, which were as hard as thunderbolts, have become as soft as butter. Let me take shelter of that Lord Gaura. Again, this is taken from Chaitanya Charitamrita, text 110.
Yes, bro, we can. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Yes, bro, we
Yeah,
can
let me
stop and
stop here.
summarize, bro. Yes, bro.
Yeah. From the above verses, what I can say is surrender yourself using the nine forms of bhakti, which is called Navavida Bhakti, and then chant the holy name and let Lord comes down and please all of us and bless all of us in this current world. Thank you, Prabhu.